Hi, it's Heather Muenstermann coming to you from Chicago, Illinois. I am 40 years old and I have been crafting for about 37 of those 40 years. I have a store here in Chicago called Green Jeans, which is my business, and it's a organic and eco-friendly boutique for kids, and I sell a lot of my own artwork in the store. This piece around me is something I did in college, which incorporates some things that are still my favorite loves, which are paper. This is all magazines and weaving. So I still love paper, textiles, and fabrics, which will lead me into some of my other goodies to show you. Books, visual journals, mixed media. Mixed media is probably the all-encompassing thing that is my favorite, but I've been keeping visual journals since about the age of 7, and I love to stitch on paper. Like, I don't use my sewing machine for fabric, I use it for paper, which probably isn't good for it, but that's how I use it. So writing, images, mixed media, love these guys. I also do collages using beeswax as the glue, and these were some of the first pieces I ever did. Beeswax is incredibly, it's a really nice sensory experience, and that it smells wonderful, it feels wonderful to work with, and it just gives a lovely ethereal glow to everything that you use it with. So those are those guys. Moving on, coming back to the fiber piece, Sweater Dude and Friends are probably my #1 favorite project I'm working on right now. You will see some completed pieces at my store Green Jeans in another segment. These guys need little faces, but this sweater gal gives you an idea of what their sweet little expressions look like when they're done. And they're all made from repurposed wool sweaters, all hand-stitched. I find it incredibly meditative and relaxing to do these guys, and I'm pretty obsessed with it actually. And I'm working on trademarking them, an important point. So as we move down, just want to show you a quick segment of some of my favorite materials. Tape. I have a suitcase of tape. I love tape. You can use it for anything and everything. It's so yummy. So I love tape, and I love rusty metal bits. So it's an interesting juxtaposition from soft wool, rusty metal. I enjoy it all. These get worked into collages a lot of times, and a few of these were actually in my Christmas stocking this year. Santa knows that I like rusty metal, so that's what I got in my stocking. Pretty sweet. A big piece I want to show you I worked on a couple years ago. This is a visual journey, year in the life of me, and it's pretty atypical in how I typically work, in that I worked on this every day over the course of a year. Usually I do a piece in one setting, work really quick, work really well under pressure, which is why I would rock it for the Ultimate Craft Throwdown. I also, coming back to Sweater Dude and Friends, need to show you one of my favorite masterpieces, which you'll see a photograph of, a fire truck I did that was amazing, great engineering skills. Don't fall, little piece. And I want to tell you about my assistant, Jean Dufresne, who unfortunately is not here to meet you all this evening, but he is an architect and an interior designer, and he is awesome, and I can't wait for the two of us to show you what we can do on the Ultimate Craft Throwdown. Hey, Ultimate Craft Throwdown, welcome to Green Jeans. This is my business, my labor of love, my longest ever ongoing craft project, ever evolving, and I just want to show you around a little bit, give you a quick vibe of the merchandising that I do on a regular basis. I love incorporating vintage fixtures and such to showcase the new items. I think it gives it a nice, warm, cozy feel. A little bit of nostalgia and history. I sell some of my own artwork in the store. This one here would be an example of one of my mixed media collages using ephemera, gentlemen working out, old menu bits, whatever I can find to incorporate into a little art piece, I will make it happen. This is a great one over here. This is a little pipe, fun for kiddos of all ages, of course, from the 1940s or thereabouts, that I found and made a lovely little shadow box home for. We also sell things here for folks to make their own creative items out of. Flashcards, bubbles, narwhals, Oscar the Grouch. They're things that I love to use in my artwork, so I figure other people may like them as well. As I pan around, let me take you over to this little corner where I also have some other pieces. Beeswax collage is something I've been doing for years. The beeswax is kind of my glue, and it just gives a lovely, sensual, silky, smells wonderful, just whole experience to the pieces themselves. So I cut up either bits of, found images. I use a lot of my own photography in them. A Oh, over here is one of my favorites. This would be a cigar box collage, shadow box, whatever you want to call it. And this piece in the middle, I have to say, I'm telling you, some of the best stuff comes from the alley that people throw trash out. They think it's trash. It's art material. So that little bit there, I love. Again, found objects, giving everything a new home. And ew, this little tour would not be complete if we didn't visit Sweater Dude and Friends, who I mentioned previously, just hanging out. And so these are a few sweater dudes, this little guy. Sometimes I take a break and make little monster creatures or whatever's coming to mind. This is a puppy that I made a while ago, and a little treasure tote, as I call them, for boys and girls of all ages to keep little treasured bits in, repurposed ties and hand-stitched vintage sweaters, that kind of thing. So it's what I do, it's what I love. My work is my craft is my craft. I can't stop. So I'm glad you let me show you around the store for a minute, and we'll talk soon. Thanks.